Who is the new owner and what team is he buying? Watch the whole video to get answers to these questions and fill you in on all the details you need to know. So give a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Most major sports owners purchase their teams because of the love of the game and sports in general, or as an investment, and normally it is a mixture of both. NBA is no different than other leagues when it comes to that. An example of how good of an investment in owning an NBA team can be is the LA Clippers under Donald Sterling. He purchased the team for just $12.5 million in 1981. He was more or less forced to sell the team in 2014 due to racist comments, but managed to sell the team for the knee-wobbling amount of $2 billion. Now, there is another new ownership group in the NBA, and it features one of MLB's greatest players. Up for sale. Over the years, Minnesota Timberwolves owner Glenn Taylor has repeatedly looked into selling the Timberwolves. He wanted to sell the team, but he wanted someone who could take the team over slowly in phases and would not move the team out of Minnesota. That would allow him to exit as the controlling owner over the course of a few seasons. The potential investor would start by purchasing a quarter of the team, then mentor under Taylor as he buys more and more over time until he owned more than half. But not a lot of billionaires are willing to comply with those terms. Early in 2020, Glenn Taylor told the Pioneer Press in St. Paul, Minnesota, that his search for a new owner wasn't going all that well. "I haven't found anything that for sure says I should move ahead," Taylor told the newspaper. The potential buyers. Someone then stepped up, and perhaps Taylor has found the right buyers, since he reopened his interest in selling the team again before the start of 2020 and 2021 season. An ownership group featuring former MLB star Alex Rodriguez and tech entrepreneur Mark Lohr has reached an agreement to purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves from Glenn Taylor. In the recent Forbes valuations of NBA teams, the financial news outlet estimated the Timberwolves are worth $1.4 billion, 28th among the 30 teams. Rodriguez and Lohr are equal partners in the purchase, which also includes the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx. The following statement was released regarding the sale. Glenn Taylor has reached an agreement with Mark Lohr and Alex Rodriguez regarding the sale and future ownership of the Timberwolves and Lynx. The transaction will close following league approval, beginning the transition of ownership in a new chapter of Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx basketball. The group initially signed a letter of intent on April 10th, which gave the exclusive negotiating rights for the next 30 days. However, that time frame passed without a formal deal, which led to speculation that the team could be sold to another group. Wolves legend Kevin Garnett was involved with a group that made inquiries, but the situation became messy and never panned out given the bad blood between Garnett and Taylor. Back in August, Taylor was in advanced talks with Daniel E. Strauss, a former minority owner of the Memphis Grizzlies, but it went nowhere in part due to Taylor's reluctance to actually let go of his beloved teams. Now, though Taylor has finally decided to sell the teams, the deal still needs to be approved by the NBA's Board of Governors. Before it becomes official, though, any sale of an NBA team must be approved by the league's Board of Governors. The Timberwolves would become the second NBA franchise sold to this season. Gail Miller and her family struck an agreement in October to sell the Utah Jazz to Ryan Smith, a deal that was finalized after the Board of Governors approval in December. Taylor has owned the Timberwolves since 1994 and the Lynx since 1999. He purchased the Wolves for around $90 million, so he will certainly be making a pretty penny on the sale. The Timberwolves didn't enjoy much success during Taylor's time as the owner. Consistent success has been hard to come by. The franchise has advanced beyond the opening round of the playoffs just once, and that was a trip to the 2004 Western Conference Finals, where it lost to the Lakers in 6 games. Now the new ownership will attempt to buck that trend and push the team into championship contention. Taylor leaves without any titles or finals appearances. Perhaps the team will see more success under new ownership. The Wolves were founded in 1989 by the ownership tandem of Harvey Ratner and Marv Wolfenson. It marked the return of the NBA to Minnesota after the state lost the Lakers to Los Angeles in 1960. With Rodriguez and Lohr intent on buying the team, negotiations have moved quickly and both sides are progressing toward a deal that would also include the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx. Taylor is adamant that new buyers keep the teams in Minneapolis. If a deal is reached, Rodriguez and Lohr would be limited partners with Taylor for 2+ years, and then Taylor would turn full control of the team over to Rodriguez, and Lohr would then purchase a controlling stake in the franchise. Final deal. As word of the shocking news spread, both MLB and NBA fans reacted to the stunning announcement. Unsurprisingly, many couldn't help but wonder if Rodriguez will move the team to Seattle and question Taylor for not selling the team to Garnett. The Minnesota Timberwolves are being bought by a group that is spearheaded by billionaire Mark Lore and Alex Rodriguez. Lore, 49, the entrepreneur who created Jet.com, sold to Walmart for $3 million, and Diapers.com sold to Amazon for $545 million, among other business ventures, became Walmart's e-commerce chief in 2016. When the retail giant bought this Jet.com startup in an attempt to boost online business, Lore notified Walmart on January 31st of his intent to leave the company. He will continue to serve in a consulting role as a strategic advisor through September, while Rodriguez, 45, brings along a baseball resume as a 14-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP, and 2009 World Series champion. Hitting 696 home runs over 22 Major League seasons with the New York Yankees, Seattle Mariners, and Texas Rangers, his last season on the field was 2016, marking the end of a career that was tainted by performance-enhancing drug use, he later admitted to. Rodriguez was suspended for the entire 2014 season for violating MLB policy. Rodriguez attempted last year to buy the New York Mets baseball team along with former fiancée Jennifer Lopez, and Lore was among the other partners in that bid. The two released a statement about the coming purchase of the franchise, which begins as a minority stake in mentorship under current owner Glenn Taylor. Negotiations between Taylor, Lore, and Rodriguez advanced rapidly over the last week, with the Lore-Rodriguez group winning Taylor over. With the news of Rodriguez being part of the group that is purchasing the Timberwolves, there were immediate questions about whether or not he would potentially try and move the team to Seattle. Rodriguez spent the first 7 years of his career, from 1994 through 2000, as a member of the Seattle Mariners, but it's believed that the team will remain in Minnesota to oblige the wishes of Taylor, the Timberwolves' current owner. This deal comes after Timberwolves legend Kevin Garnett had made multiple attempts to try and purchase the franchise after he retired, but those attempts fell short and a new era is set to begin in Minnesota. It was reported that the purchase price is $1.5 billion and includes the Iowa Wolves of the G League and T-Wolves Gaming. The teams are expected to transfer to Lore and Rodriguez before the 2023 and 24 NBA season. What can you say about the buyout? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to spread the news by sharing this video. To always be in the loop, be sure to click like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.